Joining us now on the program from the Apex Apartments is Omar Eid to tell us even more. Omar, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you on, as this has been a project that's been ongoing. It's years in the making. A lot of planning and execution went into it, and now it's almost time for these apartments to be open. Give us an update on the progress of the Apex.
So we'll be ready to open 1st of August. So a lot of movement happening on site right now, getting ready for our first renters to move in right at the beginning of next month.
And so as this was all coming together, what was the vision for this luxury apartment complex, and what sets that vision apart from other similar properties in the Oakland County area?
Sure. So, I think when we started the design and really just thinking through the project from the start, I think the goal was to really set the standard for premier rental living in Metro Detroit and just giving residents the highest quality of finishes, amenities, and service available in the market. And so, we're offering 212 units comprised of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units. And on top of that, we're also offering those types of units with dens, which are, not very common in this market. So if you have a 1 bedroom, you can also look at a 1 bedroom with a den, or a 2 bedroom with a den, or a 3 bedroom with a den. And I think that's really critical right now because people want additional space. They may not need a full additional bedroom, but they want a place to work from home or work out from home or just have an additional setting just to relax. So that's something that really sets us apart. On top of that, just having first-class property management, first-class hospitality, that's something we really thrive for, to ensure that our residents are getting the best care and needs that they need.
Omar Eid is with us, partner and vice president of development at Pasteur Homes, which helped to develop the Apex located on Orchard Lake Road. And from our research and our notes, you had some experience with developments in New York. How did that play into putting this development together right here in West Bloomfield?
Yeah, so I was in New York for almost 7 years. I was working for a high-end developer, building out commercial office. This was pre-pandemic, so office was a hot market in New York City. And really just focusing on build-outs for private equity firms, hedge funds, family offices, high-end restaurants, and retail. And a really, really important component of that was just real thoughtful attention to design and detail. Those were really critical. I think that it was important to carry over that experience into multifamily in this region.
And just to take a step back to beginning this process of developing the Apex Apartments, now they're going in on Orchard Lake Road. They're soon to open in our community. And we know Pasteur's developed other more traditional residential homes in the greater West Bloomfield area in years past. But for an apartment complex, why did they consider West Bloomfield, and especially on that location on Orchard Lake Road, to be an ideal place to put this new complex in?
So, I think the Orchard Lake corridor is a perfect place for a community like the Apex. You have everyday amenities just a stone's throw away, whether it's, premier stores and restaurants. You have Plum Market, Whole Foods, Home Depot. You have great restaurants like J. Alexander's, Stage Deli, Redco, Prime 29, Starbucks. And you have outstanding professional health care as well, with Henry Ford Hospital being less than 10 minutes away from the Apex. You're also, only 25-minute drive from Detroit and then under 20 minutes from downtown Birmingham. So we think that it's centrally located and you have everyday amenities just around the corner. So it's really just the perfect location for this type of community.
Omar Eid is with us from Pasteur Homes on today's edition of The Splash Live as they get set to open the Apex Apartments, a new luxury apartment complex on Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield Township. And Omar, this is quite a significant change for that Orchard Lake Road corridor. It's been a lot of businesses in the past, car dealerships in the past, some natural landscapes and areas, shopping malls, and now you're not the only apartment complex that's moving in on that stretch of Orchard Lake Road. And so a lot of residents that come through the area, they think, okay, this is a major change because now it's bigger buildings. It's a little bit less of the natural landscapes that were previously behind those properties of the past. So how did you incorporate those natural landscapes and surroundings into this to keep that element that's so important to people in West Bloomfield and this property?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, on the farthest west end of the community, you have great scenic woodlands surrounding those units. We also retained, an award-winning landscape architecture firm in Grissom Metz to do all the landscape design on the building, throughout the ground floor and the 20,000 square foot amenity deck. So we're planting over 130 trees on the ground floor and over 1,000 shrubs and natural plantings. And then on that amenity deck, there's great landscaping area there just to really incorporate, a nice green buffer because of its proximity into Orchard Lake. I think that residents are really going to enjoy and take advantage of all of the natural landscape that's incorporated into this community.
And we know people want to move in to greater West Bloomfield. They want to be in West Bloomfield Township. And so as they're considering their options, why should they consider this apartment complex as one of those top options maybe, or the place that they ultimately go if they move to West Bloomfield?
Well, I mean, it's highly amenitized and there's high quality finishes throughout the entire building, whether it's within your unit or in any of the common areas in our amenities. I mean, we have an outstanding pool deck with outdoor lounges and fire pits. We have club rooms. We have a state-of-the-art fitness center that I think competes with places like the Equinox. You have a great coffee bar, private dining, chef's kitchen, dog washing stations, EV charging. You have a resident app that you get once you move in that makes it extremely convenient to do anything from paying rent to getting your renter's insurance to putting in a maintenance request to getting your groceries delivered to your unit, getting food delivered, getting a dog walker. It really just kind of covers everything that you would think of to really just enhance your living experience within the Apex.
Omar Eid is with us from Hunter Pasteur, the developer behind the Apex Apartments, now located on Orchard Lake Road, set to open very soon and currently accepting applications as well. Omar, as you considered this, you mentioned some of the reasons why you ultimately developed this property on Orchard Lake Road and in West Bloomfield. But what about West Bloomfield do you believe is ultimately what is drawing people to this community and ultimately creating that need for some of these new apartment complexes like yours?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of people that really love West Bloomfield community. And I think that we're providing kind of an offering where maybe there's someone that is an empty nester, they're snowbirds, they've had a home for, decades in the area and they're looking to downsize. Well, we're really providing a new type of living community that makes it easy on them while they don't have to move and look at buying a smaller home. They'll have this option to kind of have a more convenient lifestyle still within the area.
More information on the Apex Apartments, and including application information if you are interested in moving in, can be found on theapexwb.com. Again, that is theapexwb.com. Omar Eid is with us, Vice President of Development and partner at Hunter Pasteur, who developed this apartment complex right here in West Bloomfield. Omar, before we let you go, anything else that you think would be important for our audience to know about the way that this development came together, why this is such a special moment for us here in West Bloomfield as these get set to bring in some of our new neighbors?
I just think that it took years to really design and come up with the best programming, aesthetics, really just putting our shoes in our putting our feet in our residents' shoes to really just make sure that we're thinking of every single component and aspect to enhance the living experience for our residents. We're going to have a lot of community engagement through our building with our property management team, coming up with ways to promote resident interaction and engagement, whether it's having a pool party on our pool deck, different special events for holidays or anything happening related to sports or different other types of activities in the area. I think, we're going to have wine tastings, ice cream, socials, pool parties, all these different things that really kind of bring together the community. Aside from just really enjoying all the other great amenities that this property has to offer.
1-bedroom apartments from 673 square feet to 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, up to 1,924 square feet available right now as we speak at the Apex in West Bloomfield. Omar, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.